One of the key things which is emerging is that most of the people now need to work from home, and work from home in India is not what has been generally practiced. Everybody goes to office and everybody works from there. In the technology sector, we have a lot of people working in special economic zones, software technology park, export-oriented units. And the key thing which is happening is that all these people need to get registered under the Department of Telecom guidelines as what is known as a other service provider or a OSP. Now, OSP in the pre-COVID era required you to have what is known as a PPVPN or a service provider provision network for connectivity purposes. Realizing this, the government has exempted people from having that kind of connectivity for connecting from home, and hence you have this exemption till 31st of July. Post 31st July is where we would urge all of you to look at and see how your network diagrams or connectivity needs to be aligned to continue to work from home. And this will ensure that you will have a steady state of operating and you are able to manage the Department of Telecom regulatory environment while operating in India.
For globally mobile employees, where you have foreign nationals working in India who have now returned to their home country because of the unfortunate circumstances created by COVID-19, one would have to look at their taxability in their home country as well as the taxability in India. They are exercising employment for the Indian entity from their home country. What could be the implications in their home country for the Indian entity whilst they are working from home from there? In case of Indians who have returned home and they continue to work for their foreign host entity from India, we would have to look at the impact of their working in India for the foreign company from a permanent establishment perspective, place of effective management rules. Whilst OECD has given recommendations to country jurisdictions to be more benign when determining residential status, looking at PE and POEM implications, India, of course, is still to come out with any rules wherein these interpretations of what would typically be considered as creating permanent establishment or for rules for determination of residential status, none of that has been liberalized. The other implication from a globally mobile employee for expats who continue to be in India, foreign nationals who are working in India on an employment visa, they can continue to work in India on an employment visa. If they are running out of their visas, the extensions will be granted. The process has been made online and visa extensions are being given. But anyone who is looking to come into India, no fresh visa applications are being entertained. In fact, all consulates, Indian consulates across the world are shut currently, and the government is actively, operating the lockdown condition. In fact, anyone needing to come to India, if there is an emergency, the only directive available is that they need to consult, contact the consulate office. From a local employee standpoint, as well as also globally mobile employee, if there are any tax compliances due between March 20th to June 29th, 2020, all of those have been now relaxed and pushed to June 30th. So what this means is that if there was a revised return due or a belated tax return that needed to be filed, but because of COVID situations, people have been held up in making good their tax compliance, all of these now stand extended to June 30th, 2020. Government has allowed also for reduction in the interest rate that would be applicable on late deposit of tax. Otherwise, it would have been a tax rate of 12% or 18%. Government has now reduced this to 9% until the tax is deposited by June 30th, 2020 during this period of 20th March 2020 until 29th June 2020. From a local employee standpoint, I think the other good news is that on the changes on the Provident Fund side,